Hey, welcome back to a very chilly night over here at Five Lakes Garage. And yes, it is raining again. But later on it might turn into snow. But we'll see. I don't know. I can't trust those meteorologists all the time. But anyway, one of the things we want to get done tonight, and I want to get it done before all this weather is fully cleared out, because once it is cleared out, I want to get back out there on the trails. And what do we got to do? We got to fix the bike again. So one of the problems that I had last time I went out is on the chain ring on the outside kept jumping off. And I pretty much just wore it out, is pretty much what it is. I don't really think it was lack of maintenance. I do clean the chain, I oil the chain, I've tried to do all the other stuff, but it's still just wore out. I mean, I use it a lot. But anyway, this is what I'm talking about. Take a look. All right, so this is what I'm actually talking about. This is the outer ring. This is the one I use the most. If you look on the inside, the inner ring, plenty of teeth. This thing, because I hardly ever use it, so we're actually pretty good. But if you look at all these are all actually rounded off. And when I pedal, I don't want to cut a finger off again. Basically what's happening is that this chain just pops right off, and then I can't get up the hill. So we're going to fix that. How are we going to do that, you say? Because I bought a new ring. All right, so just like a Ford or Volvo or some of the other ones that they actually have out there, in order to work on it, because they don't want you to work on it, you gotta buy the special tools. Now in this particular case, there's a special tool to actually get the ring, the chain ring off. And it looks just like this. If you look down here on the end, it looks almost like a W, or somebody flipping you off. Could be either one, depends on who you are, I guess. But anyway, it's got two different sizes because we have multiple different types of bicycles. Now, in order to get this thing off, you got to take the entire crank off. Now, in this particular one, it's actually relatively easy. I'll give them credit for that. It is a Shimano, so most of the rest of them should be close to being the same. So let's go ahead and flip onto the other side. We're going to keep this one short, and I'll show you exactly how to get the crank off. All right, so I do understand that there are a lot of bicycles out there with a lot of different ways, but this is just the way that this one actually is going to work. So it is a two-piece here. So basically there's you got an Allen screw there and an Allen screw there. You undo that, and which will actually bring it out so you can pull this off. But first you have a little cup right here. Now there is a special tool, yet again, to actually get this guy off. I don't have that tool, at least not yet. Anyway, but if you use a really big screwdriver, it actually works out. It is plastic, so do be careful with it. Do not destroy it. There we go. See? Nice and out. All right. So I want to be able to get this guy off. I've kind of already loosened it a little bit. I believe this is a 5mm Allen wrench. So I'm just going to loosen up both sides. Like I said, I already started it. So that's nice and loose. Then it comes right off. Now, all this is going to have to get cleaned up. There are O-rings, there's bearings, there's needle bearings. You want to keep all that intact, but we want to clean this stuff up so that we can actually put it back. Actually, needle bearings are in here, not in here. But so let's go to the other side. All right, so the other side is actually off. So what we're going to do is actually take the chain and stop the wheel. That's how I got my finger cut off. Anyway, so this side, you just pull it right out. Get the chain out of the way. All that's going to get clean once you're actually done. All right, so there you go. Now we have this part out. Now while you're here, go ahead and inspect all of your bearings. They actually feel pretty decent. If you look inside, got plenty of grease in there, so we're actually in good shape right there. So this is basically what we need. So we're going to take this over to the bench, tear it down, and swap out the ring gear. Let's go. All right, again, it's a 5mm. You just really want to take out those four right there, because you got to get the inner ring out before you can get the outer ring. So this guy right here, I actually tried to use the regular Allen wrench, and it just did not have enough leverage. So I bumped it up a bit. See if we can get it out. All right, finally got it off. Look at it. It's so cute. All right, so just make sure that you have the orientation of how you actually took it off. So if you have the writing usually means it's on the inside. So keep that over to the side. So now you got to get the main ring off. And this is the one that we're actually trying to replace. So again, it's a 5mm Allen. Then you can take your special tool, which I didn't bring it over. It's right here. So what we're going to do is actually put the tool right inside the hole. So if you look at the hole, you got a hole and then you got 2 slots on either side. That's why you look like a W. So that is going to go in and be held in place. All right, so let's get all these 4 off and just replace the ring gear. Let's go. All right, I finally got them off. Now, I didn't film a lot of it because it would have just been a bunch of beeps because this was a pain in the butt. I went ahead and sprayed them down with some PV Buster or Blaster or whatever just to be able to try to loosen it up a little bit. I probably should have done that earlier. But I guess my biggest annoyance, I think I threw it, so I can't even find it right now. All right, this little tool is one of my biggest annoyance because it's a cheap piece of nothing. This is all they had. I have some on order and it comes in 2 in a pack, and I see why, because they're cheap. If you're gonna build a tool, build it. Don't just halfway it. Gosh. Anyway, so now let's get the crank. Here's the crank. Now I'm just gonna take a little brush, kind of clean it up a little bit because it's a little dirty, I have to admit. Hit it with the air, just kind of clean it up, and then we'll be able to put the new ring on. Yeah. All right, clean it up just a little bit so it won't cause as much issue. Now, you do have to orientate the ring just right. Now, this little knob right here, you need to orientate that to where it is going to be, there you go, right in the middle of the crank. And what that is for is to keep the chain from going in there and actually getting jammed up. So we don't want to do that. So I'm going to take my mediocre little nuts here. I'm going to stick it right into my hole on that side. I'm going to take my little Allen screw and go ahead and get it started. Now I'm not going to tighten all of these up until I get them all in. All right, I'm going to set all 4 and I'll be right back. All right, got all 4 of them in. Now it's ready to tighten down. Now I'm going to do it my way. It's not might not be the best way, but this is my way. I'm going to torque it to spec with the drill. All right, get them tightened down. Then I'll get my really crappy tool that I had to modify just to get it to work, by the way, because the tool is that sucky. So basically you're going to hold your finger on there just to keep it intact. How is it going to stay? No, it's not, but you're going to do your best. Now I'm going to do it cross, just to make sure that it is nice and straight. All right, just know that if you do this too far, it will strip out the actual socket, only because it's very cheap, not really cheap, it's just soft aluminum. You're trying to go with lightweight, so don't crank on it too hard. Actually, I would probably do it by hand if I were you. There you go. So that is all 4. My gear is in, and yes, it is a whole lot better than the other piece of garbage I had out there. All right, so make sure your orientation is correct on your inner ring. All right, got all 4 of them in. They're kind of loose. Again, this is my way. Do it your way. I would do it by hand if I were you. So, just gonna cinch those guys down. All right, now I've had this drill for many years. Did a lot of projects with it. I have kind of have a feel when it's actually done. So, all that is put back together. Now we just need to put a little light grease on there and actually put it back into the bicycle. Now, one thing, get my box of love here for my for bicycles. Got parts, spares. For some reason, I'm keeping old parts. I don't know. There it is. Now, use the proper lube. Now, these are going to be bearings, so you're going to need a nice thick lube. I actually picked this up from the bike shop from Apex Bicycle and Chain. There's actually some pretty good people up there. I have not had a bad experience there yet. Those guys and girls are fantastic. So anyway, I'm just going to lube up the shaft a little bit just to be able to slide it in a little bit better. The actual bearings still have plenty of grease on there. I actually stuck my finger in there, and yeah, there's plenty of grease in there. So anyway, I'm just going to do this just so I don't scar up any of the seals or anything like that. So, man, this stuff is thick. It's probably because it's cold. All right, let's put it back on the bike. All right, so now it protrudes all the way through. I'm gonna take my other side, clean it up just a bit. Anyway, so I'm gonna go and grab my other ratchet to make sure it's going that. You'll just want to make it opposite. Now, actually, I'll get it back off again. Hold on. So if you look on the actual shaft itself, it is keyed. So we want to make sure that the key matches the threads here. Oh, look at that first try. Can you believe that? I can't believe it. All right, once I get that in there, give it a couple little squigs. Then get your 5mm back out. There we go. And just tighten it down. So you're going to tighten down both sides evenly. Well, as evenly as you can get it. Now, once you get one tight, go to the other one, then go back and forth a couple more times because you are dealing with 2 screws. So you can tighten this one and then tighten this one, and it just gets a little bit extra. So make sure that is nice and tight. Now, do not forget your little cap right here. Now, this is actually going to protect a lot of your stuff in here. Dirt and stuff will still get in, but it will not be as much. And not only that, kind of holds your stuff on a little bit more. There we go. Now again, it is plastic. Don't tighten it too much. All right, so that was a very simple replacement of those. Only a few swear words, a few little frustrations, but it actually was pretty good. It wasn't that bad. I do complain a lot about cheap tools. I can't stand them. If you're gonna make a tool, make a darn tool. But what we're gonna do here is actually clean the chain and just go ahead and do some maintenance. It's already on the rack. Might as well get it done. Now I'm sure if you've seen some other videos, you've seen me how to actually tune up a bike. But also just keep in mind, use a very good quality dry lube. Actually, it looks wet, but it's not supposed to collect all the dirt and stuff like that, a lot of like really oily type of stuff. But again, I got it from Apex Bicycle Chain. Again, good group of guys and gals. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and lube this guy up and get it ready for the trail. All right, that's some really quick bike maintenance for you. Just changing a ring gear. It's not a big of a deal. You can tackle it yourself as long as you got the right tools. Go ahead and do some research on it first. Go ahead and get the right tools. I'll put a link on the one down below that I picked up here. Either you can go ahead and get one and try to modify it to actually work for your application, or not buy that particular one and go somewhere else. Anyway, check out all the other videos. I can't wait to get this thing back out on the trails. And I need to lose some weight. I need to lose some of this little belly fat that I got here. The leaf spring workout room upstairs, I need to get back up in there as well. So anyway, check that video out as well. That's probably earlier on in the series where we actually use K5 Blazer leaf springs to make a workout bench, and actually a flywheel from the diesel to work my lats and stuff. So anyway, yeah, check them out, and don't forget to subscribe. Catch you guys later. Happy trails, and maybe I'll see you on a trail. Let's go.